R.E.S.P.E.C.T, find out what it means to me.
Hey guys, it's me, Kisame Unlimited, and I'm showing off my R.E.S.P.E.C.T deck. I built my Lightsworn deck about a year ago. Those Lightsworn cards that I got inspired the whole deck, and the title of the deck itself is called R.E.S.P.E.C.T. I always called the deck R.E.S.P.E.C.T. Because when Legendary Collection came out, they reprinted all the Lightsworn cards in higher rarities, well, except for JD. So I was just like, oh, I kind of want that. And a lot of people were bitching at me, some of my friends, and a couple of other people saying that because they were taped together, and I kind of had to tape them more back together because they were really falling apart. A couple of people told me it's like stacking my deck because of the extra weight from the tape. So I couldn't really use the ripped ones anymore. But I was still very inspired to make the deck after I already went after so many other things. So later on, I started becoming a Yu-Gi-Oh! Pimp, wanting to pimp out my whole deck and make it look fancy. So a couple of people actually wanted my ripped Lightsworn cards to inspire their Lightsworn builds for some reason. I thought I was the only one that felt like that about my cards. But the only Lightsworn card that I didn't get rid of out of it was my Lumina. And I can't play my Lumina, so I took my Lumina that was ripped. I'll try to make it that you can see it was like ripped and taped back together. And I always keep it with me. Anytime when I'm dueling anybody and I'm using this deck, I just like pull out my net, put my, my frame Lumina right there. It's just like, it's here. It's here because this card inspired the deck. This ripped card inspired this whole deck. So this is probably my favorite card throughout the whole deck. It's not even in the deck. It's my favorite card in the deck because wherever the deck goes, this card goes with. That's always like I always leave it right in my deck box. So getting onto it, because I'll tell you why I do and why I don't keep certain things in my deck. All right, starting off, I main 2 Raikos. They're nice and gold and shiny. Then I went back and forth with this for a long time, the 3 Necro Gardeners, because it's kind of weird because Necro Gardener is good to get milled because it saves your ass in late game, but I hated back in the day always drawing it. I couldn't stand drawing it because I felt like it was such a dead draw. Then my 2 Luminas. Lumina's the engine of the deck. I don't think I have to explain it much. Arcless, or that's what I call him, Arcless. Now, Arcless, to be honest, I don't know if I want to keep him. I might swap him out for something else in the future. Honest, I don't think I have to explain why Honest is good. It's a light base deck. My Secret Monks, because like in the last video, Monk is one of my favorites in the deck because I like how she has her foot kick in the air because when she goes and sees a defense position monster, I'm gonna kick you in the face! Because I remember, because any deck, because nowadays, Monk is a real bitch. Because you go up against Gira and they set armor face down. I'm gonna kick armor in the face! Yeah, the one that you have to, when it's destroyed. I'm like, oh, you want me to destroy her? So you can play Spike and then play Armsman or Marksman, even though that they changed their names? I don't think so. I'm gonna kick you in the face. I'm gonna kick that bitch I'm gonna kick that mermaid in the face and see where that gets her. Then, my 2 ulti Lilas. Lila, doesn't deserve a spot in my deck, but it might make a good coaster for my drink. Now, Lila is good because Lila's a lot like Breaker. It just pops the back row and mill 3 during the end phase. And then I main 2 Janes. Janes has always helped because Jane, it gets like a good 300 boost and you get to mill 2 during the end phase. It's good. Gareth is okay. Gareth is, not the greatest, but Gareth is a good card, and you can kind of plus off of him if you're maybe lucky with, like, Lumina or something. You mill Lightsworn, and you're like, oh, draw. I made 2 Wolves. I always liked Wolf. I love milling Wolf. I know everybody likes milling Wolf in Lightsworn because they're like, oh, it's a Wolf. Summoned. So, I have my 2 Wolves. My 2 Celestia's Angel. Now, Angel's good, but I may in the future maybe take Angel down to 1. Next I play Gores. The deck really has nothing in the back row. To be honest, what I'm thinking I might do with this deck is I might throw Tragodian in here. I might. Then I have Light Ray Gearfried. I only mean one Light Ray Gearfried because so many people that play Lightsworns that because I've researched my deck to make sure that if I'm missing out on something, I could always make my deck better. I don't know what's with all these Lightsworn players that throw so many Light Rays in their deck, because I feel like the deck Light Swarms is a very inconsistent deck. The reason why I'm saying that is because you can't put all these big boss monsters and expect to do the OTK right off the bat. You're not thinking like, oh, you're going to just get a full thing of dead draws and everything. You don't think that's going to happen with a shit ton? Because I've seen people like, oh, I mean, 3 Lightwing Gearfrieds, BLS, Wolf, Celestia, JD, Blackluster Soldier, Necrogun. You're telling me with all those cards, you're not going to get into a bad draw from time to time? You're kidding me, right? So that's why I don't like to go full on with every other Lightsworn player going on, jumping on Light Ray Gearfried deck. I only play one. I don't want any of the others. Not saying that they're bad. I just say my deck focuses purely more on JD. Blow up, strike. That's it. You know, Light Ray Gearfried's okay. That's why I made 1. Not 3, and not of the other one, and not of everything else. And lastly, for the monsters, I play 3 JDs. Now, people are wondering why I don't play BLS. I don't like playing BLS because BLS to me is a dead draw. I don't like BLS. I've never really liked I never liked BLS that much. It's my player's preference that I don't want to make this a chaos deck. I like it purely Lightsworn based, and I always kind of will. And I do not like my cards banished. I mean, the only card, because people are saying, oh, but you have 3 Necrogons, you mean Gores, and you just said you want to put in Tragodia. True, but I do not want BLS. 2 Pot of Dualities. Most of the time I just use it to hopefully always get my Charge of the Light Brigade or my Solar Recharges to my hand before I mill them. Then my secret Charge of the Light Brigade, my Ultra Monster Reborn. I'm sorry that I'm trying to, I'm showing off my foils, but it took me a long time to foil out most of this deck. Excuse me. Monster Reincarnation. I have to get a super one of these. I think I'm getting one in the mail. Pot of Avarice. Pot of Avarice is good, because, these are basically just recycling cards just to make sure you get JD back. My Dark Hole. Necessity. It's a staple. Same thing goes with Heavy Storm and... yeah, alright. So next I have Rhoda. Rhoda is basically good consistency because I could easily just say, hey, I want Gareth, Jane, or Monk, and it gives me the option, plus it'll trim my deck down a little. Then Mind Control. Mind Control is only in there mainly because this is mostly an Exceed deck. And I would just say, oh, and it has different levels from 2 to 5. Plus 8, so, because of JD. So, I feel like my extra deck could kind of take what my opponent has and use it to my own benefit. Because my control is a boss. Next is my 3 Solar Recharges, which gives the deck a lot of consistency. You have to main 3 if you're playing Lightsworms. It's just common sense. And my 2 traps that I main in the deck are 2 Beckoning Lights. I don't like maining 3 Beckoning Lights because it's kind of... because Beckoning Light, to be honest with this deck, it is the game changer. It is the end of the game move. Because when you play it, you want to get rid of your whole hand, bring back your JDs, bring back everything. Meaning 3 is too much for me. Running 2 is more my style. Okay, as for the extra deck, I'm not going to lie, I am missing a few cards for the deck. I still need Gagaga Cowboy, I still need Degusto Emerald, Laval Volchain. This is all I kind of have at the moment. I am maining... I main 3 Synchros for the moment, even though that there are no tuners in the deck. I still main Catastor, Black Rose, and Stardust Dragon. The only reason why is because of Mind Control. Alright, Gotchi's basically there if I am ever in a situation, hey, 2 Raikos, because that's supposed to be the thing that will replace for Ghost Ship. Then my 2 wind-up Zen mains, my Levia the Sea Dragon, my number 17 Leviathan Dragon, my number 30 Acid Golem, my Maestroke, my Steel Swarm Roach, my number 39 Utopia, my Gem Knight Pearl, my Sun Dragon if I ever need to put two JDs on top of each other. And if Sun Dragon don't work, I play Gaia to go swing for game for a defense position monster. So that is pretty much my deck. If anybody has any tips, let me know. And don't forget to like this video if you want to see more deck profiles of me. Don't forget to subscribe to the Underground Cult, which we make videos all the time, me and Spidey.